Good morning. Today we will see the solve the question paper of 2000 October 2018 of 2010 scheme. First essay is name the causative agent of tetanus, describe the pathogenesis, clinical features and prophylaxis. Clostridium tetani is the causative agent of tetanus. Pathogenesis tetanus developed following contamination of wound with Clostridium tetani spores. Introduced by foreign bodies or small areas of cell killing create needles of devitalized material in which tetanus spores can be germinate and grow. The lowering of the oxidation reduction potential associated with tissue necrosis after traumatic injuries or injection of necrotic substance. Germination of spores is dependent upon reduced oxygen tension occurring in devitalized tissue. After germination of the spore, toxin is elaborated and gains entrance to the central nervous system. Tetanospasmin act by blocking the release of neurotransmitters for inhibitory synapses, thus causing excitatory synaptic activity to be unregulated. The toxin exerts its effect on the spinal cord, brainstem, peripheral nerves at neuromuscular junction and directly on the muscles. Toxin diffuses to affect relevant level of spinal cord and local tetanus and then affect entire system, that is generalized tetanus. The clinical features include the initial complaint may be stiffness of jaw, like locked jaw in some cases. Then pain and stiffness in the neck and back may follow. Stiffness spread to involve muscle group, facial spasm produce sardonic grin, and severe cases the back muscles produces opisthotonus, that is extreme arching of the back. Autonomic nervous system is involved in patients with more severe disease. The signs and symptoms include cardiac arrhythmias, fluctuations in blood pressure, profound sweating and dehydration. Prophylaxis. Available in the method of prophylaxis are: first is surgical attention. It includes prompt, adequate wound toileting with surgical debridement of wound, removal of foreign material, nephrotic tissue and blood clots to prevent anaerobic environment for the growth of Clostridium tetani. Antibiotics destroy or inhibit the Clostridium tetani and pyogenic bacteria in the wound so that the production of toxin can be prevented. Long-acting penicillin injection is the drug of choice. Immunoprophylaxis, it includes three types of immunization, that active immunization, passive immunization, and combined immunization. Active immunization tetanus is best prevented by active immunization with tetanus toxoid. Two preparations are available: campaign vaccines along with the DPT, and monovalent vaccines, that is plain or fluid toxoid and tetanus vaccine absorbed with PTAP or ATP. Passive immunization. Passive immunity may be conferred by administering antitoxin. Temporary protective against tetanus can be provided by injection of human tetanus hyperimmune globulin or anti-serum anti-tetanus serum. Describe the structure, mode of infection, pathogenesis, clinical features, and lab diagnosis of human immunodeficiency virus. Lab diagnosis, which is already discussed in November 2020. Morphology and mode of transmission, which is described in October 2018 of 2016 scheme. For pathogenesis, it is explained in the April 2019. The clinical features. Group 1, active HIV infection. The acute seroconversion illness resembles glandular fever with adenopathy and flu-like symptoms, low-grade fever, headache, lymphadenopathy, sometimes with rash and arthropathy resembling glandular fever. Even fewer have rare encephalitic presentation. Spontaneous resolution occurs within weeks. During this period, there is a very high level of virus replication occur in CD4 cells. The group 2, asymptomatic or latent infection. Clinically asymptomatic latent period follows an acute infection. During this time, there is a very high level of ongoing viral replication. Group 4, persistent generalized lymphadenopathy. Persistent generalized lymphadenopathy present 25 to 30% of patients who are otherwise asymptomatic. Group 5, AIDS-related complex. This group support considers the people immunodeficiency suffering from various constitutional symptoms or minor opportunistic infections. The typical constitutional symptoms are fatigue, unexplained fever, persistent diarrhea, and marked weight loss of more than 10% of body weight. The common opportunistic infections are oral candidiasis, herpes zoster, hairy cell leukoplegia, salmonellosis or tuberculosis. Generalized lymphadenopathy and splenomegaly are usually present. ELISA test, which already discussed in 2018. Giardiasis is a parasitic infection caused by Giardia duodenalis. About 10% of infected have no symptoms. Individuals who experience symptoms may have diarrhea, abdominal pain, and weight loss. Less common symptoms include vomiting and blood in the stools. Symptoms usually begin 1 to 3 weeks after exposure, and without treatment it may last up to 6 weeks. It is usually spread when the Giardia duodenal cyst within the feces contaminated food or water, which is later consumed orally. The disease also can spread between people and other animals. Factors that increase possible contamination include traveling in developing world, changing diapers, consuming raw food, and owing to a dog. Cysts may survive for nearly 3 months in cold water. Giardia is diagnosed by a stool test. Prevention may be improved through the proper hygiene practice. Asymptomatic case do not need the treatment. When the symptoms present, treatment is typically provided with either tinidazole or metronidazole. Infection may cause one to become lactose intolerant. As a result, it is recommended to temporarily avoid lactose following an infection. Resistance to treatment may occur in some patients. There are no vaccines for humans yet. Hot air oven. Apparatus that double metal walls with a dome. There is an air space between these walls. The apparatus is heated by electricity or gas at the bottom. On heating, the air at the bottom becomes hot and passes between the two walls of below upwards and passes in the inner chamber to the holes of the top of the apparatus. Thermostat is fitted to maintain constant temperature of 160 degrees Celsius. It is one of the common methods used for sterilization. Glassware, swab sticks, all glass syringes, powder, oily substance are sterilized in hot air oven. The sterilization at a temperature of 160 degrees Celsius is maintained for 1 hour. Spores are killed at this temperature. Superficial mycosis. Mycosis is an infectious disease caused by pathogenic fungi. They include fungal infection of the skin, just under the skin, and one that are more deeper. Mycosis is often limited to outermost layers of the skin and hair. Example of such fungal infections: Tinea versicolor, a fungal infection that commonly affects the skin of young people, especially on the chest, back, and upper arms and legs. It is caused by fungus that lives in the skin of some adult. It does not affect the face. If the fungus produces spots that are either lighter than the skin or reddish brown, the fungus exists in two forms, one of them causing visible spot. Factors that can cause the fungus to become more visible include high humidity as well as immunohormone abnormalities. However, almost all people with this very common condition are healthy. Mycosis are common, and variety of environmental and physiological conditions can contribute to development of fungal disease. It can be prevented by keeping the skin clean and dry as well as maintaining good hygiene will help larger typical mycosis. Because of fungal infections are contagious, it is also important to wash after touching other people or animals. Sports clothing should be also washed after use. Immunoprophylaxis for poliomyelitis. Polio vaccine have been developed against all three subtypes of poliovirus and very effective in producing protective antibodies that induce immunity against poliovirus and provides protection from paralytic polio. Two types of vaccines are available: an activated or killed polio vaccine or IPV and a live attenuated weakened or oral polio vaccine or OPV. The IPV is highly effective producing immunity to poliovirus and protection from paralytic polio. 90% or more vaccines recipient develop protective antibody to all three poliovirus types after 2 doses. At least 99% are immune following 3 doses. Protection against paralytic disease correlate with presence of antibody. IPV appears to produce less and local GI immunity than OPV. So persons who receive IPV are more readily infected with wild poliovirus than OPV recipient. OPV is highly effective producing immunity to poliovirus. Single dose of OPV produces immunity to all three vaccine viruses in approximately 50% of recipients. 3 doses produce immunity to all three. 95% of recipients. As with other live virus vaccines, immunity from all poliovirus vaccine probably lifelong. OPV produces excellent intestinal immunity which helps to prevent infection with the wild virus also. Leptospirosis. Leptospirosis is a blood infection caused by Leptospira. Signs and symptoms can range from none to mild like headache, muscle pain, and severe leg bleeding in the lungs or meningitis. Bell's disease is the acute severe form of leptospirosis can cause infected individual to become jaundice, become kidney failure and to bleed. Bleeding from the lungs associated with leptospirosis is known as severe pulmonary hemorrhage syndrome. The symptoms of leptospirosis usually appear 1 to 2 weeks after infection. Leptospirosis infection in human causes a wide range of symptoms, though some infected persons may have none. Disease begins suddenly with fever, accompanied by chills, intense headache, severe muscle aches, and abdominal pain. The classic form of leptospirosis, known as Weil's disease, characterized by liver damage, kidney failure, and bleeding, which happens 5 to 10 of those infected. Leptospira live in the kidney of various wild and domestic animals. While the animals ingest the bacteria, they circulate in the bloodstream, then load themselves to the kidney through the glomerular or peritubular capillaries. Humans are the accidental host of Leptospira. Humans become infected through the contact with water or moist soil that contain urine from infected animal. The bacteria enter the cuts, abrasions, injections, or contaminated food or contact with mucous membrane of the body. Leptospira spread rapidly to all organs through bloodstream. They mainly affect liver. They invade space between hepatocytes, causing apoptosis. Rate of leptospirosis can be reduced by improving the housing, infrastructure, sanitation standards. Rodent abandonment efforts and flood mitigation projects can also help to prevent it. Proper use of personal protective equipment by people who have high-risk occupational exposure can prevent leptospirosis infection in most cases. Lab diagnosis of meningitis, which is already have been discussed. Gram staining also have been discussed. Bacterial spore. Bacterial spores are highly resistant dormant structures formed in response to adverse environment conditions. They help in the survival of the organism during adverse environmental conditions. They do not have a role in reproduction. Endospore is structurally and chemically more complex than vegetative cell. It contains more layers than vegetative cells. Resistance of bacterial spores may be mediated by dipiclonic acid, a calcium ion chelator found only in spore. When the favorable conditions prevail, the spore germination occurs, which form vegetative cells of pathogenic bacteria. Mature endospores are released from vegetative cells to become free endospore. When free endospores are placed in an environment that supports growth, the endospores will revert back to vegetative cell in the process called germination. It should be noted that unlike the process of binary fission observed with the vegetative cells, endospore formation is not a reproductive process but a process of differentiation that provides the bacteria with a mechanism for survival. Important features include they are highly resistant to heating. Spores are highly resistant to many chemicals. Spores can survive for many years in soil and inanimate objects, and spores do not exhibit measurable metabolic activity, and spores form only when the nutrients are insufficient. These are the features and their medical implications. Hand hygiene. Hands are main pathway of germ transmission during healthcare. Hand hygiene is therefore the most important way to avoid harmful germs and prevent healthcare associated infections. Any healthcare worker, caregiver, or person involved in direct or indirect patient care needs to be concerned about hand hygiene and should be able to perform it correctly and at the right time. Clean the hands by rubbing them with alcohol-based formulation as the preferred mean for routine hygiene. Hand antiseptics if the hands are not visibly soiled. If faster, more effective, but better tolerated by hands than washing with soap and water. Wash the hands with soap and water when the hands are visibly dirty or visibly soiled with the blood or other body fluids or after using the toilet. If exposure to potential spore-forming pathogens strongly suspected or proven, including outbreak of Clostridium difficile, hand washing with soap and water. Water is preferred by means. Take care of the hands by regularly using protective hand cream or hand lotion at least daily. Do not routinely wash the hands with soap and water immediately before and after using alcohol-based hand rub. Do not use hot water to rinse the hands. After hand rubbing or hand washing, let the hands dry completely before putting on the gloves. Do not wear artificial fingernails or extenders when in direct contact with patients. Keep natural nails short. Cold sterilization. Cold sterilization, in which the sterilization carried out with the help of chemicals, radiations, membranes, other means excluding high temperature. Cold sterilization is the method of sterilization that requires reusable semi-critical items to be immersed in EPA-approved liquid chemicals. These chemicals can include glutaraldehyde, peracetic acid, hydrogen peroxide-based solutions. Single-use items can never be cold sterilized. Two types of radiations are used for sterilization: non-ionizing and ionizing. Infrared and ultraviolet rays are non-ionizing, non-low energy type. Non-ionizing radiations, here the electromagnetic waves with a wavelength longer than this visible light are used. These are to be large extent absorbed as heat. Infrared radiation is used for rapid mass sterilization of pre-packed items like syringe and catheters. Ultraviolet radiation is used for disinfecting enclosed areas of biosafety cabinets in laboratories, entryways, operation theaters, and laboratories. Ionizing radiations like X-rays, gamma rays, and cosmic rays are highly lethal to DNA and other vital constituents. They have very high penetrative power. Since they are not appreciable increase in temperature in this method, it is referred to as a cold sterilization. Commercial plants using gamma radiation for sterilization like plastic, syringes, swabs, catheters, animal feeds, cardboard, oils, grease, fabric, and metal foils. MMR vaccine, which already been discussed. IgG antibody. Immunoglobulin G is a type of antibody representing approximately 75% of antibody in the human being. IgG molecules are created and released by plasma B cells. IgG is the main type of antibody found in the blood and extracellular fluid, allowing it to control infection of body tissue. By binding many kinds of pathogens, virus, bacteria, and fungi, IgG protects the body from infection. It does this through the several mechanisms. IgG mediates the binding pathogens, cause their mobilization and binding to them via agglutination. IgG coating pathogen surface allows their recognition and ingestion by phagocytic immune cells, leading to elimination of pathogen itself. IgG activate all classical pathway of complement system cascade of immune protein production that result in pathogen elimination. IgG also bind neutralize toxins. IgG also played an important role in antibody-dependent cell-mediated cytotoxicity and intracellular antibody-mediated proteolysis. IgG also with type 2 and type 3 hypersensitivity reactions. Larva migrans. Larva migrans describe a parasitic disease which involved migration of immature worms in various parts of the body. Several different worm species can be involved and migration occurs one of the three forms. When worms migrate to the skin of the host is called cutaneous larva migrans. The infection causes red, intensely pleuritic eruptions and may look like drooling lesions. The itching can be very painful and if scratched may allow secondary bacterial infections to develop. Cutaneous larva migrans usually heal spontaneously over weeks to months and have known to last as 1 year. Infection causes as a red, intensively pleuritic eruptions and may look like drooling lesions. Cutaneous larva migrans usually heals by themselves. Germ tube test. Germ tube test is a screening test which used to differentiate Candida albicans from yeast. Principles of germ tube test. Formation of germ tube is associated with increased synthesis of protein and ribonucleic acid. Germ tube solutions contain tryptic soap, soy broth, and fetal bovine serum, essential nutrients for protein synthesis. It is lyophilized for stability. The germ tube is one of the virulence factors of Candida albicans. This is rapid test for presumptive identification of Candida albicans. Positive test: a short hyphal extension arising laterally from the yeast cell which have no constriction at the point of origin. Germ tube is half width of 3 to 4 times length of the yeast cell and no presence of nucleus. Negative test: there is no hyphal of filamentous extension arising from the yeast cell or short hyphal extension constitute the point of origin. Examples are Candida tropicalis. Airborne precautions. Airborne precautions are required to protect against airborne transmission of infectious agent. They are airborne precautions apply patients not suspected to be infected with microorganism which transmitted through airborne droplet nuclei. Preventing airborne transmission require personal respiratory protection, especially ventilation and air handling. The standard precautions plus mask and respirator, wear N95 respirator, proper fit testing must be prepared annually and fit check or seal check prior to each use. Antibodies. Antibodies are eosinophilic sharp outline pathogenesis inclusion bodies found in cytoplasm of certain nerve cells containing virus of rabies, especially in pyramidal cells with N1 bone hippocampus. They are also often found in Purkinje cell of cerebral cortex of postmortem brain samples of rabies victims. They consist of ribonuclear protein produced by the virus. Thank you.